All right. Boom. Cool, man. How you doing, man? Thanks for doing this for me.
No problem. No time.
Well, I usually don't really do introductions for the guests, really just jump into it, but figured I would do it on this one. So with me right now is well, introduce yourself because I don't want to give out your wrong name because I what I know you by and then you not go buy it.
No, well, I'm Demoynedre Morgan, but on
Okay.
social
Well, that's
media,
what I was
I
gonna
am
say.
Cityboiixx. So it just depends, what I'm saying. But Cityboiixx to anyone of my fans who's listening.
Yeah, and I know you, Demoynedre, from, and I'm gonna call you that by the way because that's all I know you by.
That's cool. That's cool. That's
I know
cool.
Demoynedre from high school, right?
Yeah.
And we were friends in high school somewhat. We talked, but I didn't realize that you had an interest in like entertainment, like I did. Like I knew I wanted to do something in the music realm, but I couldn't
Yeah.
sing, I couldn't play an instrument and stuff like that. So I figured I love the nerdy behind the scenes of just entertainment in general, not really the music scene.
Yeah.
And then there you go, just pop up on TikTok and YouTube one day with like 9 million likes. And I'm like, holy crap, what are we doing here? It was just like that quick. Well,
Well,
for me, not probably not for you. It's probably a grind as well, but
yeah, definitely. That is definitely a grind, man. It's definitely hard out here. It's harder than it looks. Even though I'm just doing like social media, it's like you still got to keep up with like those numbers. But that's really like when you start and you start to get that kind of like attention, and then it kind of like gets into you like, okay, so how can I keep this going? How can I like keep it running or whatever? But after a while, I mean, you just kind of do what you love, and hope everybody else loves it too. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of put that out there, everybody love and laugh, and that just works out.
so when did you first say, okay, I'm gonna start this? Because I think you started on YouTube, right? You started because YouTube was a thing before TikTok.
Yeah, I started YouTube before I started TikTok.
So how? When did you decide? Okay, I'm gonna do YouTube.
Okay, so it was actually still when we were in high school together.
Uh,
It was my senior. It was our. I think we graduated together, didn't we?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was our senior year, and I was like, I gotta do something, So I gotta start building some kind of like, a fan base. I want to, make my dreams come true. So that's when I started YouTube, and although it didn't last for a while, it kind of helped me start to learn how that kind of stuff worked with like editing
Right,
and
right.
sounds and like what the YouTube game really is about and what it requires and what you kind of gotta do to keep the audience attention. So I mean, each time that I start my YouTube channel, I learn something new. So that's a plus.
Yeah, I recently started, well, a few months ago, but I just now started editing my videos on YouTube. I
Yeah.
never knew how to do it, and then I got with this YouTuber who's been on the podcast stuff like that, and then he was actually sat down with me and showed me, here's how you do it, man, and you need to get it more not more professional, but I'm going to help you be more successful in the way you do your videos and your podcast.
Yeah.
And it's a grind, man, editing video. I mean,
Oh
it's a
yeah.
grind.
Oh yeah, definitely. Takes at least a few hours to get it just right, And that's just the, jump cuts.
Well, see, that's the weird thing about doing this. It's just kind of like your video here, my video here, but with what you do and a lot of other YouTubers do, it's a jump cut here, and then 30 seconds later, it's back to where you're going. Kind of like a mini independent movie.
Yeah, definitely. That I would definitely say it's definitely just like editing a movie. You know what I'm saying? You're taking different takes. Like I guarantee you, no YouTuber on the entire platform just takes one take and there it is. It's like take after take. It's like, wait, I need to say that again. Wait, just mumbled off my words. Like the bloopers, man, tons of bloopers. I would definitely say that.
Well, see, that's why you're more successful on the social media type of game. Because me, I would just slur my words and then just leave it in, just because I don't want that. I don't want that headache of just like, man, and I got to go in and I'm not going to be more. And it's no offense to any of the YouTubers, but like me, when I started the podcast, again, I started senior year, kind of. I had the idea of what I wanted to do, and I realized that there were a lot of people that weren't themselves doing these things. Like they were
Yeah.
1 minute they were this and they were turned off in a click of a second.
Yeah.
And I realized I'm not going to be that way. I'm going to be, if I were to burp or God forbid fart on the air, I'm going to leave it in. It's not saying it's a gory show. It's just it's me. It's real, and that's
Yeah.
what I want
Yeah. I
people
mean,
to see. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, and I feel like with some social media influencers and things, I mean, the person that they are on camera is kind of a character they kind of created. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
that's kind of where they go to be that extra, that that character. Me myself, that's just me all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't really put on a character. It's just more like, what I'm saying, I'm just about to be in front of the camera now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always
Yeah.
this. It's always me.
So talk about, and we'll talk about a bunch more, but I just kind of want to get the basics here. Talk about transforming from YouTube to TikTok because I was looking at your YouTube before we started. You don't really do YouTube that much anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But at the moment, see what happened. Okay, what had happened was, so I was on YouTube for a little second, getting it together, trying to make sure that it was growing. But then I realized that I didn't have the support behind my YouTube channel just yet for it to get to where I needed to go. So what I did was I got on a platform and I kind of built a platform. Like I kind of built a fan base per
Yeah.
se. I got that support. So now once I get back to YouTube, that support will already be there. Those views are already be coming in. You know what I'm saying? That subscriber rate will kind of go up. You know what I'm saying? And then I can
Yeah.
kind of make YouTube more of my main deal. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
gotta have to get the support behind it. So we're definitely coming back to YouTube soon. We're definitely coming back to YouTube soon. So stay tuned for that.
Well, that's interesting because man, this was within the last couple of days of us recording this. Um, I was on vacation. I was sitting in a hotel room, and I was like, I am happy with the podcast download numbers, but I could be a lot more happier, and it could be a lot more bigger. And so I have a TikTok page just to watch videos,
Yeah,
just to watch it. And I was like, I'm gonna take a 65-second clip off of some of the bigger podcasts and I'm gonna put it up on TikTok and
right.
just see what happens. And man, let me tell you, within what 30 minutes or so, you have like 500 views on TikTok and like
Oh yeah, yeah.
150
It's
more
definitely
downloads. And it's just like how giant TikTok has become.
it
Because YouTube
is.
used to be the thing, but it's like TikTok now is just taking kind of like Vine.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I wouldn't say Vine is always gonna be the go. Vine is always because I
Yeah.
see a lot of TikToks that were inspired by Vine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So I feel
Right.
like this is just another one in the cycle. I feel like after TikTok, there's gonna be an app that's gonna be like, oh, this is just like TikTok, but it's gonna be like for the generation coming up. I feel like because basically this generation's Vine. This is their Vine. Like,
Yeah.
we had Vine, but this is their Vine. So, and it's crazy how TikTok has evolved. I remember there was a point where nobody was on TikTok. Everybody was like, who wants to be on TikTok? TikTok's lame. Now the entire world is on TikTok. And that
Yeah.
growth, that is crazy. That is crazy to see. I tell you that.
So tell me, besides the audience gain and how many viewers you get per video, what's it like on just TikTok having from one follower, one subscriber to like over almost 500,000 subscribers? What is the mental mind state behind that?
Um, it's crazy. At one point, like it was like nothing there. It was me just trying to, climb. Like every time I would see like a creator with this many or so, I'm like, I gotta get there. I gotta get there. But it's all to get to one thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's where the mindset behind it really is. It's like this is a stepping stone. That's what it is, a stepping stone. And it's crazy how um it goes that fast. You know what I'm saying? It blew up that quickly. I was like, whoa, I
Mhm.
never thought I would be sitting here in front of, 500,000 people almost. Like that is insane.
Right.
That is crazy. I that many people have seen my face. Like thinking about that, that's like whoa. But I mean, it's really kind of chill. You know what I'm saying? You don't really think about it until you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I had to go there, Demoynedre. How are you making money off of TikTok? Because I wonder, because when you're making money on YouTube, you have 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, you're obviously making a little bit of money. So what is it like on TikTok?
Um, well,
Or am I completely wrong?
no, there is this thing called the TikToker Creator Fund that
Okay.
what is the word? Creators apply to. So I mean, either you are accepted into it or you are not. And I happen to be one of those creators that got accepted into the Creator Fund. So I'm making a little change. I'm making a little change. I ain't gonna say it's just life changing bags or whatever, but some stuff
Yeah,
coming
but
in.
it was more than you were making when you first started. So that's a starter. So that matters. That's the one thing that matters. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes, definitely. I mean, when I first started, wasn't making anything at all, and now it's coming into something. So that's definitely seeing some growth.
And it's like me, I'm kind of the same boat. It's like, well, 6 or 7 months ago, I started making money on the podcast. And it's like, it's not much. It's like maybe 250, $300 a month. But it's like, where was I at prior when I first started? It's
Yeah,
making
yeah.
$0. And it's kind of like I use this saying a lot. A lot of people have heard it. Like Mark Cuban, one of the Shark Tank guys, he goes, if you're doing what you love, making no money, imagine the creativity you're going to have when you start making money. And it's just
And you
that
have like,
that
yeah.
mindset, just that mindset you have to put, like, I'm doing this and I'm not making anything. That means I'm passionate and I love it. So imagine if I get my first check for $10.
Oh yeah, and it's like, yeah, making the money's great and all from it, but I feel like I more or less do it because I love to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love to see people's reactions and like to see their comments and seeing that I've made their day, because they'll comment that they'll be like, this made my day. I love your content. This I listen to your videos when I'm sad. You know what I'm saying? That is what I live for. You know what I'm saying? The money's great and everything, and hopefully more comes in the future. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's really all about like making other people feel good, and that's all. That's what I'm about. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, we obviously get all the good credit for some people, but how do you handle the bad negative comments? Because you could have 99,000, I love you, you're fantastic, keep doing what you do, but you're gonna get that one person that says, go hang yourself, go die in a hole. And,
Oh,
and you're gonna stick on that one
oh
person, and you're
yeah.
gonna be like, and then you're gonna work your fingers to the bone because you're like, I'm gonna make that one guy happy, and you can never do it because you're gonna make that guy happy, and then someone else is gonna get pissed off at you. You know?
Oh yeah. I mean, with the negative comments, I mean, to be honest, this is how I take it. I feel like I am older than a lot of the audience on TikTok. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That they're I mean, my fans come on live with me sometimes and they're always like, I'm 13, I'm 15, like I'm this,
Wow.
and that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're kind of younger, which I understand because like I said, when we had Vine, that's how old we were. But I take it as like I'm too grown to be trying to argue with these little kids about so and so what I said, because at the end of the day, like y'all don't even you don't even know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and ignoring them is easier than you think. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand,
Yeah.
like I'll get some comments and I'm like, they really just came for me. But then I'll look at the other comments, I'm like, these other ones are, I'm getting more majority the ones that
Yeah.
like than the ones that dislike. So I'm like, we seeing where their heads are. You always gonna have that one troll. I mean, that's gonna be inevitable. So what you can do about
You
that.
know, I constantly for a couple months had this one person just come on and just like give me a 1 star and just be like, this guy's a complete tool. And I was like, I want to see what this guy actually looks like, to see if he's really living in the basement of his mother and actually,
Yes,
living off her
yes.
free
They're
Wi-Fi.
always
The
the
dude
ones
was like,
that don't have like a profile picture. Like it's always like a blank profile, and they're like, "You
you know,
suck." Like, who are
I
you?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I dug. He didn't have a profile picture, but I dug big, like when I do research, I dig big time for people that I don't really know. And like I know how to get a lot of information. The dude was like 9 years old, was from like San Antonio, Texas. And I'm like,
And see,
what is
and
this?
that's why I don't really let the negative comments get to me, because it's
Right,
like when you find out
right.
exactly, or if you find out where that comment came from, it's kind of like a letdown. You're like, oh, I was kind of expecting more, but you're like a shrimp behind a computer, like, you know. So it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody with the negativity, but you just got to keep up your positivity. And I feel like
Right. Yeah.
that's just gonna rain a little bit better.
Now, here comes another question that kind of relates to everybody in entertainment business. You always have one or two people that think because they are the air quote king or queen of whatever you want to say, YouTube or TikTok or podcast or whatever,
Yeah,
they are going to be the know-it-alls, and they're going to be like, this guy sucks because he's doing this and this and this. And it's like, they forget where they come from. And so it's kind of
yeah,
like, how would
yeah,
how would you take that? It's like, well, hang on. First of all, you're telling me that my opinion is terrible, but then your opinion, you're living in the 60s where everything that you're saying was legal. And then we're
yeah.
talking 2020 where you're going to go to jail for saying some of this stuff, and you're telling me just because you own a certain platform, you can tell me
Yeah,
what
and I feel like when it comes to like when you grow and you finally get to where you've been trying to reach, I feel like that's good if you kind of hold on to your humbleness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you'll have people that's like, oh, he's doing this and this wrong. I did this and this and this and this happened, so he needs to start doing this and this. But people have to realize that everybody kind of has their own path. Everybody kind of has their own
Yeah.
ideas and their own way of kind of expressing them. And I feel like that's kind of what social media is all about. Especially like TikTok, you have so many different people, so many different people, so many
Right.
different personalities, so many different things that you wouldn't even thought to even do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have all of that going on, and I feel like just trying to set one certain path of how something should be done or somebody should do something, I feel like it's not going to work, because that's what the entertainment industry is. They are looking for the next
Yeah.
best thing, because people are study coming up with things, ideas. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking for the new, what's fresh, what's on, what's happening. So I mean, you never know. You could be that new fresh what's happening, but since you tried to do something somebody else is doing, it's already played out and already done.
Yeah, and I kind of say this, and I'm gonna kind of use a different scenario here, but I would much rather be like when you say humble and stuff like that. I would much rather be a Steve Harvey than I would like a Prince Charles,
Yeah,
because Steve Harvey lived in his car for 4 years and bathed and showered in a restroom of a hotel. But Prince, like Prince Charles, never doesn't know how to be poor at all a day in his life. And it's kind of like,
and
what would you much rather be? Humble for what you have, knowing that if you were to lose everything, you can live broke and poor, or
yeah,
being
knowing that if you
of
lose
just
everything, you're
genuine.
just kind of like, what is going on now?
Yeah,
And I do feel like, growing up, like I've always wanted to be like a star. And, I felt like it would have been so cool to be like a child actor or something. But I feel
mm,
like I'm thankful that I got to go through childhood and like adolescence and like, young
right.
adulthood, and like figure some things out, know how to pay bills, know how to deal with things, socially and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go to high school and like not freak out when everybody's like, because I've done that before. I feel like helped me once I finally reached my dreams and goals to kind of stay grounded, because I know where I've come from, I know
Yeah.
what I've been through, and I know that I've worked hard to get where I am, whatever that day that may be. So yeah, I feel like being poor first, definitely a plus. Definitely a plus being poor first.
Yeah, I want to know kind of you don't have to say any names, but has anyone come from you because I experienced bullying in school, and I know for sure you did because I've seen, I witnessed it a couple of times, and I wonder, have those people ever come back to you because they're like, oh, this guy's gonna be something? Because I've experienced it myself, and it's kind of like you just, it's kind of like, well, remember that time, man? You didn't give me that piece of bubble gum when I really, and you said my breath stunk. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's kind of
Yeah,
like that. You don't want your ego to be bigger than you don't want it to be overwhelm you, but sometimes it's just like sometimes people need to be put in their place.
yeah. And from what I don't want to say any names either.
No, no,
But I
no.
have had people who, we went to high school with back in the day or whatever, kind of hit me up and
Yeah,
be like, "Oh my God, you're doing so good. Oh my God, like this is why I used
yeah,
to love you back then." But then I would be like, "Where? Where was the love? When?" You know what I'm saying? But I don't really just say that per se. I'm just like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah,
even though
yeah,
you might have
yeah.
hated me back then, you support me now, and that's just that shows the progress right there. That shows who's actually on top. So I already
Yeah,
won.
it's weird because I will have musicians on here, and my rule is whoever it may be, I'm not gonna have you on unless I'm a fan or I enjoy what you're doing. And so this person, he may have been a freshman when we were a senior or something like that. But he come to me and he was like, "Hey man, look, I write my own music and I want you to listen to it." And I said, "Okay, cool." He said, "If it's good, you can play it on your show." I kind of knew where he was going from the beginning, and
Yeah,
it was terrible, but I couldn't tell him that it was terrible. I said, "Look, man, I am overbooked with podcasts and just being busy with this podcast work and editing and running a production company that I don't have time
just for
right now for interview. But come back to me in a year or so and give me some new stuff, and maybe we'll make something work." I,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
and
hated to crush
you'll
this
always
dream,
have
but
those people
man,
that kind of like they're really after more of the exposure than anything. You know what I'm saying? They're
yep,
not really
yeah,
down for it because like, oh, we've been cool forever. I've always supported you. It would just kind of be like, I see you doing big, so let me get close so we can be big
right.
together. And it's like we can't do that. You can't piggyback off of my hard work. You know what I'm saying? This has been years in the making. You know what I'm saying? You can't just come along and be like, oh, we're friends now. Let's share everything. Take me with you. No, ma'am. No, sir. But you can definitely root for me in the nosebleeds. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah. uh, uh, have you because I kind of know you probably have. Well, I don't really know if you have because it's a different platform than what I'm doing. But you're way bigger than me, like in entertainment wise, like on TikTok and stuff like that. So and because I'm friends with a couple of like known people, and I wonder, are you friends with some known people that people may know? You don't have to say names. I'm just curious of how this platform works.
Um, I do. I am friends with some other larger creators. I mean, larger than I actually. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not really like a we text every day kind of besties,
Sure.
social
Right.
media
Right. Yeah.
buddies.
Sure.
It's just kind of like, every now and again, we'll comment on each other's videos. You know what I'm saying? We'll DM each other like a
Right.
funny
Yep.
video or whatever.
Right.
And
Right.
I feel like that's vital for somebody like me and like trying to be like an influencer. Like you gotta have like those other large support systems. You know what I'm saying? They're also supporting you, and their fans will probably also support you. So they'll just kind of help you out. I feel like that would be good for all influencers to do, to kind of work together and kind of use each other to build each other up. Because then at the end of the day, you all kind of win. So, but yeah, I do have some friends in entertainment wise, if you can say that.
I know it's weird to say. It's weird to say, but then it's kind of like you want to walk up to that person that you see in Walmart and just call that one person that you know they're gonna know, and just be like, "Oh, look who I'm talking to, man."
Oh my god! I've actually almost done that. I've actually almost done that only because these girls asked me to. I told them that I knew or I know of, or we've conversated with this TikToker that they also love, and I was like, "Oh my god, can we talk to them too?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't." really think I should just call them
You wanted to.
just
You
randomly, but but I mean, I did want to. It would have been cool to do, but we got to be,
So I want to ask kind of a personal question here, and if you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer, man. But um, what was your family like? When did you? Because you're gay. You're a gay man.
yeah, yeah.
When did when did you come out to your family, or did you come out right away?
Actually, that's a actually interesting story. Like, to be honest, I never really well, I did try to come out at one point, and
Okay.
it didn't really go well. Just leave it at that. It didn't really go well. So we kind of
Uh-huh.
just took it and put it back in the closet and never spoke of it again. But at this point in my life, you know, I think they're just gonna figure it out at this point. Like, at some point they're gonna see me like on TV or something. So I mean, we're just gonna figure it out. Like the whole coming out thing. Like yesterday was
Yeah. Yeah.
National Coming Out Day, and
Sure.
that's a big thing for the LGBT community coming out, because that's like you're finally you. It's like there's no more costume. It's finally like raw you, and I would have loved to be able to do that. Like, how in the movies, you come out and the parents are like, "Oh my God, sweetie, we know we still love you." That doesn't always happen.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Let me interrupt you real quick with that, because where we are based here in Mississippi, for people that listen out of state, or your fans that listen out of state or wherever they're at, I get hated on because I support it. And it's like that comes from family and friends, and they're like, "My God, you're gonna be kicked out the family. You're gonna be kicked out." And it's just like, I can't imagine what it's like to be
It's it's a
a
hard.
gay
It's
man or a gay woman in this, because you think we're 2020. Oh, it's perfect now. No, it's like
no, no,
racism is worse than ever was. People homophobics is worse than what it ever was, and it's just
ever.
like you
And
never.
I feel like it's also because there's social media. I mean, it's so much easier to get messages out there. So, I mean,
Yeah,
even though you have plenty of messages of positivity coming in, you also got those negative messages coming in, which is making everybody more aware that this is happening. So I feel like it's always been here. It's never went away. We're just paying attention to it now, because before we kind of, it kind of got blinded. We kind of, it kind of got, blurred out a little bit. But we're kind of taking a magnifying glass and looking at everything a little bit more carefully now, because we don't want history to repeat itself. So, and it has a tendency to do that often. So, I think that's what it is. I think everybody's a little bit more aware of it now, and I feel like that's good. That's good for change, because growing up gay,
yeah,
especially in Mississippi, going to high school, oh my God, that was literally the worst time of my life. But we didn't come up a long time. We didn't come up big time since then. So we're just gonna keep growing and see what happens.
yeah. And I'm gonna quote. I quote this Will Smith quote a lot, just because it can involve in every single thing. It's like racism and homophobic and sexism has not gotten worse. It's just being videoed, and it's being recorded, and it's being
Yeah,
through social media. So
yeah,
it's the same as it is. You're just seeing it for the first time now.
yeah, and that's exactly what it is. We're just more aware of the issues that are around us. You know what I'm saying? Before, like I said, we kind of were just had our rose-colored glasses on, thinking about the positivity, but all in all, there's still these huge issues that are going on today, 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The same issues that were going on in 1964, it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's crazy, and it's also, I don't even know how to put it. It's just it's pointless. It's pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why hate somebody just because of who they are? I feel like as a human species, by now we should have evolved, and enough to know that it's not on the outside what counts, is on the inside. I've heard that message be preached all throughout my life, but it's like nobody ever just understands it. It's like it just goes in one ear out the other. It's crazy.
Yeah, and and I kind of look at it as, immaturity and as such. Like, use this, and I know this is kind of a gross metaphor, but it's like going into a men's restroom and knowing it's a men's restroom and not a kid's restroom. Take a high school bathroom, for example. There's poop on the walls. There's poop on the toilet, and it's like, come on, man, you're more mature than this. You know that's not right. You know you're
Yeah,
supposed. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah,
who ca- who cares that you got it on your finger? No one's gonna see it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna affect everyone. Like, and it's kind of like, how does it make you feel now? Okay, come back to me in 4 hours and tell me how it makes you feel. Is it going to affect your everyday life that you can't breathe or sleep at night? No, it's
yeah,
not. So it's
yeah.
not a big deal. Yeah. I mean, I hope I'm making sense. I'm rambling. I know.
No, you're good. No, you're good. And I feel you. I feel you. I got issue on all that because I mean it's just crazy now. I mean, the whole world is crazy with COVID and everything. The whole world is like literally upside down, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm just making the best of it, honestly.
You know, I want to know this because I think we're friends enough. I can ask this. That's
Okay.
the worst part about being gay. But what's the best part? Because I'm not gay. And no offense to anyone that is gay,
Hmm.
I'm not gay. But what's the best thing? This could turn
Well,
X-rated quick. But I'm serious.
I feel like
I'm serious. I really want to know.
there are a lot of perks. Well, I wouldn't say there are a lot of perks, but you know, being gay is like it's just very free. Like I said, gay people. I just want to put this out here for anybody who might be listening to your podcast. It's
Yeah.
not a choice, y'all. It's not a choice at all. None of us chose this life. It chose us. I promise on everything that I love that this is not a choice. But I will say, as a gay man, fashion sense, um, I feel like we have natural charisma. You know what I'm saying? We're very creative. Um, we're usually pretty good looking. So I guess it has its perks of being gay. I mean, girls love you. I mean, obviously, it's like you're one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It just depends on how you look
You
at it,
know, the
obviously.
one thing the one thing I found fascinating about, well, not really gay women, I guess, because I think lesbians just have a different vibe about them. But gay men in general. No, and I'm being this in all seriousness. Like, gay men don't care. Like, and I said it in a good sense. They don't care what you say about them. They're gonna be what they want to be.
And do
You
you
know what I
know
mean? Like,
why
if they're
that
gonna wear,
is? Do you know why
I
that
don't know
is?
why.
That's because years of torment and bullying have prepared us. Our skin is so thick that
Yeah,
you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. You know what I'm saying? You can call me gay
yeah.
for the 1,000th time today. I heard it during first period, second, third. You know what I'm saying? Like it's done. We've got past it. Okay, I'm gay. Now what? And
Yeah.
that's really
It's
what it
it's
comes
kind of
down
like
to.
it's kind of like being fat. Like, I've been called fat so many times. I know that, man. You don't have to keep bringing it up. You don't realize. You
Right.
don't know that I look in the. It's like, you don't realize I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, I really did lose weight. But you just have that mindset where you're just like, I'm comfortable. I don't want to do anything about it. So leave me
Yeah,
alone.
and I feel
It's not.
like
It's not your life.
that's a whole that's I feel like that's one of the biggest things coming out. Once you come out, it's so much easier to combat homophobia because somebody can be like, "You're gay." You can be like, "Yeah, and then what?" It's like I wish in high school, I wish that when I got homophobic comments that I could literally just say like, "Yes, I am." Okay, like duh. We can see this. Like, can we stop? But me being closeted, you know what I'm saying, not really wanting everybody to know, but yet everybody still knew, it still shined through. That was just I don't know, that was just me. It was just hard. It was hard. It was hard to try and
Yeah.
defend myself when like that topic came up because I'm like, what do I say? If I get mad, then they're gonna be like, oh, he is gay. He's getting mad about it. If I don't say anything, then I'm not confirming, which means it also means it's just like it was just a lot. It was just a lot. But you grow, you learn, you move past, you mature.
Yeah. It's, you bring it up like you're getting mad. Like, someone would bring up like I'm very into like Black Lives Matter and then the LGBTQ community, like really, really into it. And I will get frustrated when someone says something that I don't agree with, and I will fight the term to where people are just in these pissy moods, I guess you could call it. Like they just don't want to
Yeah,
talk to you anymore. And it's like, why are you getting mad? You're not one of them. But that's something I truly, honestly believe in. That's like me telling you, a hunter. I don't agree with you killing that deer or whatever it may be, and they're gonna get mad about it too
yeah.
because that's something they believe in truly. And it's like, why can't you just say, look, man, I believe in this, I believe in that, and let it be? But with this world that we're in, and I think that's why a lot of people stay closeted or they just don't open up as much anymore. It's
Yeah.
just because th- th- th-
I mean,
I don't know, man. It's
everybody wants to feel accepted, and once you come
absolutely.
out as gay or as a member of the LGBT community, you automatically become like an outcast. You're no longer like the rest of us. You're gay. I have friends who literally, when they introduce me, they're like, "Hey, this is Demoynedre. He's gay." Like, that's like an identifier. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like I have that on my back. Like, yep, I'm a gay. Like that's like I'm
Yeah.
not. It's my like you're your own species or something. Like I feel like people should really think about gay is what someone is, not who someone is. I mean, being gay is only one part of 1,000, a million other pieces that make up this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's what it is. Everybody's mind is always stuck on the wrong things. You're stuck on him being gay, but how about his ability to sing, right? He's a great singer. Or like you're stuck on him being gay, but he literally just figured out like a quadratic equation, but you're stuck on he's a gay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like
Yeah, and
that.
it's kind of like and it's kind of like you're stuck on this person either being black or gay or whatever you want to call it or whatever they're stuck on. But there's more world situations. There's people starving in Africa. There's people shooting up schools for no reason, and you're more worried because this person is gay.
And then
It's
I also feel like someone being gay, like yes, if they tell you yes, I am gay, okay. But I feel like at the end of the day, I don't see what I do behind closed doors or who I'm hooking up with or not has to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's a little TMI. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay. You know, I'm homosexual. I like guys too, so that's cool. But I feel like at the end of the day, let's not just run it into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Let's not. You don't. It's just TMI. You know what I'm saying? I should. There should be some kind of personal space for
yeah,
people of the LGBT community because it feels like their sexuality becomes like the forefront for who they are. Like you are a
sure.
gay, you are identified as a rainbow being. This is how we will see you from now on. You will go to Pride. You know what I'm saying? You will say yes, mama, and snap your fingers. That's what you're supposed to do because you're gay. But people put everybody
Yeah.
in like a box. Like I'm not just one thing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what it is.
I want to ask you another question, and I know I can ask this to you and I keep saying that because it's like you want to ask these people, but you don't know how they're going to take the question.
Oh, I'm an
And
open book, man. You can ask me anything. I
but
mean,
but for me, it's like it's for me, it's I've been around people that guys weren't gay, and then a gay guy comes up and asks the guy out, and that person got offended. So I wonder, let's say if you were you're just walking around normal in the mall, or well, when we could walk in the mall, just walking around in general, and a girl comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, you're really cute. I want to go out with you." Do you find that offensive as if a man would find, being asked that wasn't gay out by a gay man?
oh, I mean, not at all. I mean, I would just have to let her down easy. I'd be like
Right,
happy, hey,
right,
be like,
right,
hey,
right.
honey, we play for the same team, girl. Like, it just has to be something like that. I mean, I'd be like, I'm flattered. Like, at least I know I'm cute. Like, thanks, but we on the same page, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I feel like when gay guys hit on straight guys, I mean, I know some straight guys who don't really freak out about it because I get
Yeah.
they're more
Yeah.
secure within themselves to know that just because he called me cute, he's I'm not a what I'm saying. I feel like
Well,
it's just those.
it's kind of, I would look at it this way as if, wow, if a man was to come up with me and ask me out, I would kindly decline. I would be like, look, I
Yeah,
am a straight male. I'm a straight male. But I would find it very flattering that someone even come up to me and said, "Hey, would you like to go out? You're cute." You know what I mean? It's just that feeling. You're like, very
I mean,
flattering.
think about it. Hey, you're getting hit on by guys and girls. I mean, that should
Right.
be a great
Right.
confidence booster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I guess everybody doesn't really take it as that. So but we still got we got work. We got work. You know what I'm saying? People, we got work to do. So it'll come together one day, maybe.
Man, look, as we wind down here, I got a couple last questions for you, and I'll let you get on with your day.
All right.
Or your night, I guess. So you mentioned that you wanted to be like a child actor. What at one point in your life, but do you know how bad of a mental abuse that would have been if that would have happened? Like
And
just the stories that people have told.
yeah, it's like this. At that age, what I was doing was I always wanted to be a star. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to do that. So at that age, I was watching like these kids on Disney Channel, like, hi, I'm so and so from so and so, and you're watching Disney Channel. And like I always wanted to do that.
Right.
Like I was so obsessed. I would ask my mom, could we like go to auditions sometimes? And we would go, but it would always like I don't know, it would always like fall through. I don't know. It was just I don't know. I was a kid. Who knows what happened? But
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and looking back on it, it would have been great. I guess maybe if I could have got started with what I want to do a little early. But like I said, I
Sure.
am thankful that I had the chance to actually go through a childhood. I got to actually just kind of be a kid, go outside, ride a bike. Have to get home before the street lights come on. You know what I'm saying? I can relate with the people. You know what I'm saying? Once I get to that point in my life, I can relate with the people on that. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be like, yeah, I grew up in like a 5-story mansion my entire life. I can't. I had a driver. Like, I don't even have a license. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a car. I can relate with that. I could be like, I worked at Walmart one day. I used to work at Walmart. I know exactly how it is. I feel like people will
Mm.
relate and, connect with you more when they know that at one point you were on that level. You know what I'm saying? You can relate with them on that level. So I do think I would have enjoyed being a child actor. Maybe I don't know. Who knows how that would have turned out? But I'm glad I got to be a kid. So I guess it turned out how it was supposed to.
You know, I wonder, and I want to get your take on this. I think about this every day, and I'm like, I wonder why most of the successful people or celebrities, if you want to call them that, come from nothing and they now are worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. And I wonder, is it the grind that you have to do, or is it the fear that you have in your mind that I am scared to death? I don't want to go back broke. So I'm going to do everything in my will. Besides, like someone that grew up with someone that owned like Folgers Coffee, for example, and he's now a lead singer in a band or something like that. It's
Yeah,
just, I
I feel
wonder.
like when you have to start at the bottom, that gives you so much more drive to push to get to the top. I
Sure.
feel like that's why you see more celebrities that have come from nothing because they had to work to get there. I mean, of course, you have like you said, your 4 years coffee, maybe their grandkids, whatever, who are gonna be like filthy rich or whatever. They don't
Yeah.
really have a need to do anything because it's already done. You know what I'm saying? They're set. What do they have to work for? I mean, unless themselves would like to expand their fortune and have a fortune of their own, like Paris Hilton did.
Sure.
But, you know, I feel like when you have to start from nothing, it gives you something to want and need and work for. And once you get it, boom, period. So yeah.
Last question for you, man. I've it's gonna be like a long-winded one because it's gonna have to make the question make sense. I've been
Okay.
reading this book and it's called David and Goliath, and it's by I'm gonna butcher the author's name, but and he's talking about how in the Bible when the David and Goliath thing happened, how Goliath expected a mighty warrior to come, and it was a little bitty David. And then it goes into more clarification of how David could have went in it this way, but he went in it differently. And I wonder, what is your David and Goliath story? As in, you could have went into one situation this way, but instead you went into a different way and defied the odds in that way.
I think my David and Goliath story would probably have to be just what I'm doing now. I could have I could have tried to go about this, becoming, um, I wouldn't say influencer, like a star. I could have went about it like
Sure.
trying to run to Hollywood and audition, and like try and live in an apartment there or whatever. But instead, I decided to go another route, build a fan base before I get there. Once I get there, I already had that support. It'll be a little bit more easier for me to accomplish once I guess I just decided to pave the road before I got on it instead of paving it as I go. That's what I think what my David and Goliath would be. Yeah. Just the path I took to get to where I'm trying to be.
And that is the hardest thing to do. Not content, is finding the fans and keeping them stably with you. I figured that's a hard thing to do. That's a terrible that for any YouTuber, podcaster, musician, whatever, author, anybody in the entertainment business, no matter what type of entertainment it is, that's the hardest thing to do is keep somebody on a constant caboose on the train.
And that's what your job is going to ultimately lead to. Your job is ultimately going to lead to you pleasing your fans. What do your people want to see? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's nothing wrong with keeping your flair on it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you got to keep the people, you got to give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Beyonce, when she gets on stage, she doesn't just kind of sway side to side. She gives the people a show. Right. And that keeps them wanting more. So I mean, like, that's what your job is going to ultimately do. Your job is ultimately going to be to have an audience and entertain them. Give them what they want on a daily, every day, which, I love.
So, man, look, I appreciate you doing this for me. Go ahead and give out all your social media. Anything you want to promote, go ahead and promote it. Take all the time you need.
All right, guys. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Cityboiixx, CityBoiixx. That's same for TikTok. That's also the same for Twitter. And it's also the same for YouTube. When you type it in, because I'm changing it from Weekly Royal, which it was at one point, but now I'm changing it over to City Boy because, we're growing up in things. We're letting go of the childish ways. So, yeah, if y'all want to just follow me on all those social medias and, try and give your support, it'll be gladly appreciated.
Look, Demoynedre, I'm supporting you. I'm with you on this grind. Behind you 100%, man. You're gonna ride it to fame. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.